Here's one that going down south, and I was taking a load to, I guess, Virginia Beach, and I was maybe in Wilmington, Delaware, and I ended up going down like 13. I remember 13 goes down like the middle of Delaware, and it goes through a little bit of Maryland, and then you're on the west side of Virginia, and then you're coming to Virginia, and then you go over the really long bridge that goes into Virginia Beach, the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, where it goes above on the water, and then it goes down in like two tunnels underneath that carp. That old carp just rotting away. This lake's filthy. But there's the first time going over it, I didn't stop at the rest stop, like a rest area where people, you can stop in the middle of the ocean and just, check out the views. So I gone over it a couple times, and maybe it was my second time or third time. I went over a few times, I think, that bridge, just on my travels, and I ended up remembering, there was that place, and I didn't see a no big truck sign, but I ended up hurrying, taking a right and getting it off, and taking pictures and being like, yeah, check out this place, it's cool, to go to the restroom, and just before I had to go, and because I was probably a little early, or I had a little bit of time. So anyways, it was just a tight, a guy stopped me out there and was like, what are you doing out here? Like, I wasn't supposed to belong. I'm like, trying to figure out how to exit out of here. So I ended up having to try to, I guess, flip around. I was going the wrong way, and he had me, I almost didn't make it. I'm like going back and forth, to try to turn to go out the other way. But I got out of there. There's quite a few stories where getting stuck or just incidents happen. Yeah, now that I remember talking about some, I think of others, and I don't want to keep going on and on. I'll keep it for another time. So if this ever gets posted, I always say that. I don't even think I'll post it, because I just not really into editing, and I'm not the best, and I don't want to be wasting my time. Oh man, whatever I ate was just messing with me. It just, yeah, let's just say, yeah, look at that view. Wow, it would have been beautiful. Nice day to come out here kayaking. I haven't taken out my kayak since last year. I think the last time I went kayaking was, I took him down to Lake Powell, and I spent 14 days kayaking. And the striped bass, they started boiling. I was chasing boils on my kayak, and in the early summer, it was June, and I guess they're not supposed to start until like July, and I got lucky. I was catching the shit out of them. Almost every day I'm eating fresh fish, either walleye or mostly striped bass. Just catch largemouth, and yeah, good times. My license expired last freaking March or something. It's been a long time since it expired. I didn't want to get a new one. I I don't know, not really caring about it that much. Out here, it's hard. The first time I came out here, I caught a pretty good sized walleye and I gave it away. This lake is supposed to be just filthy. You hear people talking about how disgusting it is. And a couple years ago, they were saying it was off limits to fish, and because it was how dirty. I don't know. It's going back down though. Or I was out here earlier. It was up, probably up into here. It was up higher. Maybe up into here. Maybe a little bit farther up. But it's already dropped. But yeah, there's an island out there. Maybe a mile. You can't see it on the GoPro. First time I took it, I ended up just paddling out there. I come early in the morning and I was fishing all day and not catching anything. People come out here and they'll wade, and some of them catch a few here and there, but it's not the greatest fishing, I don't think. You can catch mud cats real easy, small little mud cats. If you catch carp, and just cut it up and put a piece of that meat on the side of your hook, it'll catch a catfish. There's huge channel cat. There's big fish in there, but fishing's fun, but I just haven't been into it. Like, there's a little carp, skeleton on one. There's another one. It's my camera pointed down all the way out. Can't tell. They're all over the place. People catch them and don't like them, so they'll kill them. Or I don't know. Some of the people take them and eat them. I guess the other nationality people, they don't care. It probably tastes just fine. I've always been raised, it's trash fish and it's not good. Look at that one. Scales on it. Still looks kind of cool if you're into creepy looking things. Oh, go around the back side of the lake. Maybe go all around. Might as well. There's some killer views. Should just keep this camera rolling until it stops. I need to check it. Yesterday, I jumped on it on the bike. I was going to do a moto vlog, and I was sitting there talking about, things, and I kind of was blabbering, man. I was going off. Today I was like having a hard time to think of something. I first turned on my camera to get going, and yesterday I thought I turned on my camera. It was on the wrong setting, or for picture or something, and it just wasn't filming. I thought I was filming all this, and I'm telling, I ended up going and picking up my suppressor that I bought a year ago. It took him a year to get it back to me. It was the 3rd of October when I first applied for the stamp and bought the suppressor, and I got it back yesterday. It was 5th, and they had put a stamp on it, and they marked it as like the 26th or 7th, or wherever they have that, and then they sent it to my gun store. Not my gun store, the one I used to go. And there's a penny. Are you guys hoarding this penny? Huh? So And I was filming. I thought I was filming, you know, talking about it and talking a little about the crap that went on in Vegas and just about guns. And I thought it was going to be a good motorcycle vlog about talking about guns, and hell, I get home and there's nothing on the camera. I was pissed. I'm like, it just made me not wanted, you know, I'm not doing nothing. I'm laid off, and so yeah. I wonder if you could hear that. Let me know if you heard that. I hope I didn't shit my pants. No, I didn't shit my pants. Probably hearing a little wind of some mics up under the helmet. Killer views though, right? Yeah. Let's get back on wolf tracks and ride. You ready? Wolf tracks? That's what I'm gonna call it. Saddle again. I'm back. Just try to ignore my singing. Well, this would make a good moto vlog. If there isn't any moto vlogs from this area in Utah, I'm telling you right now, there's some killer views around this area where I'm from. Looks pretty, right? I might as well tell you another truck driving story, because I have funny ones. This was with the same outfit. I need to try to zip up my coat just a little. Oh, come on, keep going. Okay. My first time heading down south into Houston area, just that far down south, and not realizing the ground, how, you know, moist it is all the time, and how if you went off the road a little bit, you sink in the mud. I went mud pocket. I tried to go mud pocket in the big rig. Oh man, so they had to get a tow truck to get me out of there. I was going down close to Houston, I guess, and yeah, I was cutting down. I was cutting down some little highways, you know, and I was not on the main interstate, because that's what your freaking GPS does, to try to get you there the quickest. And I'm going down some little highways, and I turn off. It's like, turn off the highway, one of the main interstates. I was heading from east to west, and then it was like drop down to go, you know, down some little ones to cut down to go towards Houston. And I bust a left. I get off, and then I'm looking at the road. I'm going, they want me to turn down here. When you're new at it, you look at the roads, and you're just thinking, am I going down something that's just too too sketchy, you're thinking, wow. So I missed my turn, and then I just kept going, and then it's like dead end. The road dead end right next to the freeway, interstate. A lot of that goes on down in Texas. They'll have frontage roads that just end up dead ending, and a lot of people, if you're from down there and you hear this, you guys know that you just end up going right. If you live in that area and there's no exit, they'll just go right off the side of the interstate off and then hit a frontage road, and then, you know, it's all good. But there was no tracks or none of that at this dead end. It was moist, and there's a house at the end, and they had a driveway, and it would have been if I would have pulled up right into their driveway, you know, I would have been up into their property. It wouldn't have been good, and I would have been going in reverse and trying to, that probably would have been the best way to turn around. But just out of the spur of the moment, I'm thinking I'm just gonna bust the left, and I'm just gonna cut over, because there was a little hill, and get back onto the freeway heading the other way, and then just get off and turn around. But for some dumb reason, I'm like, no, what am I gonna do? Thoughts are going through in my head, and I'm just like, I'll turn off to the right here, I'll make a big old U-turn, I'll just end up going off to the left side of me too, use that area to make a U-turn. I went off to the right to, you know, give me to where I could make a good size U-turn, and I just started sinking in the mud. This is right before this guy's road that turns up into his house, and I'm just like stuck in the mud. I felt so stupid. I was like, oh man, I call up right away, and I'm like, I'm stuck. I got stuck in the mud. I went the wrong way, blah blah blah, you know, send a tow truck. Wait a few hours, get a tow truck come out, you know. And anyways, this guy come back down to go home, and his wife called him and said I was on his property, and he's like, what are you thinking? He was giving me crap, like I'm like, man, I didn't know it was muddy. I wasn't thinking it was gonna be like this. I thought I'd bust a U-turn. I'm like, shit happens, just quit going on, you know, just get over it. I'm not on your